Let's get the ball rolling to supersize and grow your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. I've got my granddaughter's little purple ball. She loves balls. Ooh, hope I didn't hit anything. Our idiom, our expression today is to get the ball rolling. I usually use my little smiley face ball, but I wanted something different today, something a little bigger and more graphic. So how do you get the ball rolling? Where the heck does this expression come from? And what does it mean to growing and building and supersizing our business? Because we've been in COVID for a year now. It's time to stop struggling, if you're still struggling, and get moving toward the things that we want. Well, this is an expression that comes from, of course, in English, the game of croquet in 1850, but it was actually around as early as the mid-1600s in France in a game called Pall Mall. And to get the ball rolling means to get the game started. Let's get the ball rolling. Let's get this game started. There's a lot of different ways you can say get the ball rolling. We can initiate. We can, in more professional ways. We can institute. We can initiate. We can set off. We can, I looked up a bunch because I thought it was funny that people look for more professional ways to say something than say, hey, let's get the ball rolling. Let's get started. Let's just keep it simple. Start off, embark on, enter into, get going on, get underway, set about, or start the ball rolling. Now, I can't say that I think start the ball rolling is any more professional than get the ball rolling. We want to start the game. We want to start our business. We want to start supersizing and growing our business. Well, how do we do that? Well, we do that how we do everything. How we start is usually how we're going to gain momentum, how we're going to keep going when times get tough, because whenever we start a project, a business, or anything, we're going to have ebbs and flows, right? Things are going to go up and down. Some things are going to work out perfectly for us. Other things, not so much. They might give us some more challenges or more problems to solve. So how do you start things? How do you start meetings, for example? Are you enthusiastic and excited about the meeting? I gotta tell you, in corporate America, there were meetings that we all had to go to that we weren't necessarily excited and enthusiastic about. But if I was leading the meeting, I was immediately excited and enthusiastic. If I was calling my team together for a meeting, I didn't call them together for a meeting unless we were going to do something that I was excited about sharing with them, excited about teaching them, excited about a project we were working on or initiating. I didn't have meetings if we didn't have those things. So how you start things matters, right? Do you have excitement and enthusiasm? And if you don't start out a project or a business or an initiative or a launch with excitement and enthusiasm and really a desire to get what you want, what's the probability that that project or that thing is going to work out? If you start your launch out, say online, with no enthusiasm, who's going to want to join you in it? Nobody, right? Nobody's going to get excited about your products and services if you're not excited about them. So how do you get the ball rolling? And then once you get the ball rolling, how do you keep it rolling? We'll talk about that later on in our 52 or so days coming up of business-related idioms and proverbs. I put together a list of business-related idioms and proverbs, a couple of which I've never heard of before. I love when I find ones that I've never heard of before because I get to dig in and look into what they mean, where they came from, and how I can use and apply them in my business and even sometimes in my life today. So the question for you today is, how do you start things? How do you get the ball rolling? How do you initiate things for your business? Now, some of us are just initiating back to work strategies because we've been working from home or now we're going back into the office. Others are initiating massive changes and pivots in their businesses and in their lives because the businesses they were doing a year ago before COVID and before the pandemic have actually evaporated and disappeared. You know, I know lots of people and business owners that thought they were diversified in the events industry and musical events and music forums and music gatherings and music festivals and things. And one of my most struggling folks is a person that had 8 of those businesses, 8 different businesses related to that industry, and that industry has virtually disappeared overnight. You know, things are starting to come back, some ball games and professional events and things, but the world has changed and we need to change along with it and figure out how to continue to move forward. And that means getting going every day. How do we do it? I think about what I want, and then I decide. I make a decision, and then I act immediately. I decide and then take a step immediately toward that decision to make that decision a reality. So if I decide I'm going to eat a certain place for dinner, I don't get in the car because I don't drive these days, but I go get it. I get on the phone and I order it and have it delivered, or I have somebody go pick it up for me and bring it to my house. I make a decision. I don't spend a ton of time deciding things that don't really matter. Does it matter what I eat tonight? No, because I've got to eat every night for the rest of my life if I want to live, right? So things like that a lot of people will struggle with and commiserate on. We just decide and do, decide and act. Get the ball rolling, get started, be excited about it, and then share in the comments below your experience with this particular expression or idiom. Have you been in an environment where people say, hey, let's get the ball rolling? I definitely have. Some corporate environments I worked in, people use sports analogies a lot, and get the ball rolling was like everyday lingo. Other environments, not at all. I can't imagine that in my Italian food business I ever said the words, let's get the ball rolling. I might have said move your butt, but I wouldn't have said get the ball rolling. All right, have an awesome day. I will, of course, be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom, business related if I can find them. What does it mean, where did it come from, and how might you use it in your life, and to supersize and grow your business right now today. Take care. See you tomorrow.